Nissan Sugarbelt 400 has the reputation of being one of the toughest events in the ABSA Off-Road Championship, and already close to 50% of the production vehicle field had retired from the event, but not reigning champions Hannes Frobler and Richard Leek. Woolrich and Scholtheimer were just over 2 minutes behind the leading Nissan, but complained after the race that they could have closed in on the vehicle, but then the dust made it impossible for them to see and to safely overtake. De Villiers and Jordan had overtaken teammates Vos and Testege and were about 5 minutes behind the Ford, but got it all wrong and lost even more time. Conditions were treacherous, and it was easy for anyone to make such a simple mistake, especially at the speeds that the top crews are maintaining throughout a race. And the sandy conditions were not unlike those that crews can expect on the forthcoming Toyota 1000. Vos stopped to replace a flat wheel, while Cox and Pitchford soldiered on in 5th place in the Class D leading Arnold Schatz car's Nissan hardbody. Schroeder and Peckham reclaimed 2nd place in Class D when Cronje and Birkin spent time in the pits having the power steering on the Castrol Toyota Hilux repaired. There was no stopping the De Bruins, who are now 7th overall and 1st in Class E, with the Van der Walt just 2 minutes behind the class-leading Toyota. Castrol Toyota Hilux crew Cronje and Birkin were 2nd in Class D, with Zermatt and Zweigler 3rd in the Mastercraft PlayStation Pajero, which had lost power steering. The door had collapsed into the cockpit as a result of the collision with De Bruin, and Zermatt can only drive with one hand. Maritzburg entrepreneurs and Team Ford development crew Bapi Rubeluza and Kulili Vakalasa were 3rd in Class E, with Johan Gerber and Kutsia Labuskachny in the GBS Nissan hardbody, which was running without front-wheel drive. 12th overall and 4th in Class D, and brothers Mark and Stuart Moffat 13th overall in the Bosel Land Rover. Hannes Steyn and Oki Fari had fuel pump problems on the Isuzu, and then lost 90 minutes while they assisted in the Machakaneni Stangel crash scene. They were classified 14th overall, ahead of the last place finishers Thomas Rundle and Russie Erasmus in the Baden Tyre Services Toyota Hilux, who also assisted at the accident scene. Yet another storming victory for Hannes Frobler, Richard Leek and the proudly South African Nissan team. Nissan's 4th consecutive Nissan Sugarbelt 400 victory and their 20th win in 26 starts.
It was a hard race. It was probably one of the toughest ones, and you couldn't lose concentration for a second, otherwise the corners catches you out. But we kept it there. This morning we started a little bit with a problem with dust, but within the first 50 kilos we got past the guys because I also wrong slotted and had problems, and from there on we controlled the race.
Neil Woolrich and Ken Scholtheimer brought home the Team Ford Racing Ranger, 2nd, 2 minutes and 10 seconds behind the winning Nissan.
And in the end, the gear lever's broken right off, so, and I knew these guys were closing behind us, so we just pushed and pushed and pushed, and here we are. So it's good. One sole Ford against 3 Nissans. I'm happy with the results. Very happy.
The Class D win and a fine 5th overall went to Alfie Cox and Ralph Pitchford in the Arnold Schatz car's Nissan hardbody.
It's been a really tough day. I mean, you know, I think 7 hours or something in the car, and it's so rough here, and you know, the Sugarbelt's always, and the Class D bucky, you've got to be careful. And we had a little bit of a scary moment. I hit a big piece of shale and destroyed the back wheel, so we had to change the wheel. We lost 2 or 3 minutes, I think, on the Ford, and the whole way we've been chasing, and yeah, I think we've pulled a little bit coming home now, but all in all, I'm very happy. The team's worked well, and I can't thank Nissan enough and all the sponsors.
The De Bruyn Castrol Toyota Hilux survived a battering event to clinch the Class E win.
Dit was vreeslik rof. As ek gister vir jou gesê het, was ek gekom om net te kom klaarmaak, maar lyk my as het goed gedoen so. Ek het nog nooit so 'n rowwe reis hier gery nie. Dit was net bly ons het klaar gemaak, ons strategie het gewerk. En Toyota het 'n groot aandeel hier aan, want ek meen hulle het ons vreeslik baie gehelp met die voorbereiding. So deel van die sukses kom aan hulle.
Only 15 of the 36 production vehicles made it to the finish of one of the toughest Nissan Sugarbelt 400s ever. Shamir